It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Today is Thursday, May 16th. We have made it to Thursday. What a week. What a week. I feel like some weeks are just different than others. Some of these, some of them are not the same as the other weeks. This week was a slog. I'll tell you all about that and more. Plus, we're going to talk about random housewives drama. People are really getting in the comment section, mob mentality, all of the things. And is are Ben and Jen not going to make it again? All on today's daily dose of Donna. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. OMG. Can it not be Thursday? And it's a crime. It is a crime for humanity that this morning when I woke up, it wasn't Friday. Is anyone else having that kind of a week? Like, is anyone kind of having a um kind of like a week that feels hard? It feels like a hard week. I'll tell you for me why I am solo parenting this week, um, which is hard enough. I am, it's that time of the month, ladies. You know what I'm talking about. And which is only getting worse, by the way, every month. Every month, the symptoms are getting worse. I don't understand. I have no idea how in the world this is possible. But as a woman, our life should be easier. You know, my son said to me the other day, they're learning all kinds of like health ed, all the talk, the reproductive system, etc. And so my son now knows all about a woman's period. And he says to me, "Mom, I really feel bad for you." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because you're a woman." What? Excuse me, what? It's I'm proud to be a woman, Dylan. He says, "Not only do you have to have your period every single month, but you also have to get pregnant and have babies." And I said, "You're not even mentioning the worst part. I have to do laundry. I have to clean up after every single freaking thing you guys do. I have to make sure the dogs are fed. I have to make sure that there's food on the table. I have to go to the grocery store once a week. It is not an easy time. You guys have it easy, you men." Just saying. That's how I'm feeling today. Feeling real good. Real good. So I'm being obviously sarcastic, you guys. I'm not saying all women do all these things. Although some people do have that life, you know. I do all the laundry in our house. I don't do Lance's laundry. He's an adult. He can do his own laundry. But everyone else, I do their laundry. I do a lot of things around this house because I've got growing boys. Got to make sure there's food in the house. What will they do if they open the fridge and there's no string cheese? I mean, they will just fall apart. Do you feel like are you feeling my vibe today? Are you feeling like on the scale of 1 to 10 about like happy go lucky to like rage texting Katie Maloney? I think I'm closer to rage text Katie Maloney. Like I literally texted my husband yesterday and I said, "I am so on one right now. I either want to cry, like get into bed or beat someone up." So I don't know if anyone's ever had those days. I think I'm off the climax of it, you know what I mean? Ugh. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're going to get into today's stories, which are random and all over the place. Today's going to be a fun episode because there's not really a big agenda. Today's Patreon episode that I'm going to release later will be more personal about what it's like to speak your mind on social media or on a podcast or on YouTube in 2024. And when I tell you speak your mind, I mean speak your mind when it's not of the popular opinion. This is like something that I've realized about myself that I will kind of speak my mind when it's not the popular opinion and I just don't know how not to do that and I've been already intimidated in the past to say certain things here online about certain people on these shows or these creators, or not creators, but like podcasters or whatever, whatever I'm talking about, because I'm so scared of people not liking me, or this is how kind of my old way of thinking is. And then I just decided, like, whoa, wait, no, like, someone's not going to like me no matter what. I literally can tell you everything positive and someone will find something wrong with it. So you might as well speak your mind. But it really is an interesting experience because it's all out there for you in public. You get to see everyone's comments, you get to see everyone's feelings. And I'll just say, like, if I've gained weight, it's because my skin has gotten really thick. Like, I've got some thick skin these days compared to how I used to be. So it will be it will be a fun, we'll see what happens in 2025 on Daily Dose of Donna when I just show up naked. I'm just like, you know what? I know that the rules on YouTube and podcasts is that you can't do it naked, but I don't follow the rules. I do my own thing. I'm just going to be here naked. I won't do that to you. I won't do that to you. Got a lot of messages about yesterday's show. A lot of you guys agree with me, and a lot of you guys are only agreeing with me over DM. Because understandably, a lot of you are scared to say it in a public forum because you get attacked in the comments too. If you agree with not being 100% team Katie or Ariana right now, you will get like slaughtered in comments. And I'm seeing it left and right. You know who else actually has a little bit of the same opinion as me is Morgan. Morgan from Morgan's Pop Talks. I love Morgan. And I noticed she had a little bit of the same opinion. And I was like, golf claps. But the comments are crazy. Actually, I got a lot of messages yesterday saying that the comments in the live chat were so upsetting to them because yesterday's live chat was wild, wild. Like, people were saying, like, I can't watch you anymore, Donna. I can't watch you anymore because you don't agree with everything I think. And to that, I say, it was lovely having you here, and I hope that you go and find someone that is exactly you in your brain. This makes it interesting. I want someone to make me question my thinking. I'm going to be your ayahuasca, if you know what I mean. Like, I want to be think about Jesse. Jesse on the Valley went away. He went on an overnight retreat, got into some ayahuasca, came back a different person because his mind was open to all these possibilities that he hadn't seen. I'm going to be your ayahuasca. Let's get into it. Let's change your mind. Okay, look here. Look here. I'm hypnotizing you. Is it working? Okay, let's keep going. Let's chat about everything. But first, I want to talk about a couple of sponsors. Well, the first one is OneSkin. And as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of taking care of my skin. I'm actually going to the dermatologist this afternoon. I go as often as possible because I do have fair skin. And as you can see, I've got a lot of random moles and freckles and everything that pops up. And my good girlfriend, in fact, not only, I think a lot of you guys are very aware of Teddy Mellencamp's sun damage and skin cancer journey. She's talked about it very openly. It's really, really scary what she's gone through. And then another one of my close friends just got diagnosed with a melanoma on her chest, and she got it removed and everything. But it really reminded me to take really good care of your skin. So not only is that, of course, with checkups, dermatologists and everything, and going and putting on sunscreen and protecting yourself from the sun, which I love so much. I love the sun, so I have to wear sunscreen. But more than that, it's also, for an aesthetic reason, like to look good. As women or men that are aging, like with all the pollutants and the stuff out there, you want to make sure that you have youthful, glowing, lack of showing aging and wrinkles skin if you can. And this is a really easy way to do it using OneSkin. So dry, if you have dry skin, if you have deep wrinkles, if you have that dull feeling, just like when I don't have a good moisturizer on my skin, I just feel like crackled. You know what I mean? So, support for today's episode comes from OneSkin. Make sure to go and check out OneSkin. It's the first and only skin longevity company to target cellular senescence with their proprietary OS1 peptide, which is scientifically proven to decrease lines and wrinkles, boost hydration, and help with the thinning skin that often comes with age. Well, my skin has gotten so much thicker. I just said that. So maybe it's OneSkin and not the fact that I'm getting a little bit, more confident against the comments. For a limited time, you can try OneSkin for 15% off using the code Daily Dose. One word, Daily Dose, with when you check out at oneskin.co. With OneSkin, your skin can stay healthy, strong, and hydrated at every age. You guys should see what I'm going through, by the way, every night before I go to bed. I need to film this for you. I have become a psycho with my skin. So I'm not a big fan of tons of products. So I wash my skin with just like a CeraVe, like a very plain. This is not a sponsor or anything. This is literally just like from me to you, chat. I wash my skin with just like a very mild, gentle skin cleanser, but it removes your makeup. Okay. Then I wipe it down. I don't do much after that, except then I start going into a 10-minute facial massage. I'm not joking. I bought something off an Instagram creators. She sells like a video which teaches you a 9-minute facial massage using castor oil. I use castor oil, and like it's crazy. Like you're doing like this crazy stuff with your face. You're doing like it's like lymphatic draining, like ears, your mouth, your lips. And I do it while I watch TV at night, laying in bed or sitting up in bed. And I'm not joking. I really think it's making a difference. I don't know what it is, but she's convinced that if you do this facial massages and stuff, you don't need Botox. And for me, I'm like, listen, I will always love me some Botox and I go get Botox, but if I can spread that out in any capability or in any possibility, it's so expensive to get Botox. It's the craziest thing. And if you have to go 4 times a year, like that's a lot of money. So I'm trying to I'm being fiscally conservative. Okay. Mark says Lance is now a facialist. How do you know Lance hasn't always given me that? Wow. That's what she said. Okay, a lot of you guys have good suggestions in the comments. I also bought one of those red light like wands, so I'm doing the red light wand. I used to have that. I don't have it here. Do I? It's upstairs. My facial massager. I have the rollers. Like I've turned a new leaf. And then, I go to sleep like the Terminator. I told you guys that with my carpal tunnel wrist guards, my night guard, my eye mask, my ear plugs. I mean, you wouldn't believe the fact that we're friends is shocking. I'm going to get so many comments on today's video saying like, when are you getting to the pop culture? This is so stupid. Welcome to Daily Stupid of Donna. It's your daily moment of stupidity. I want to also talk about someone else, another company that sent me a lovely package, and I have a code for you. So this is a company called Rose Forever. I don't know if you've noticed it. It's been behind me, but it's kind of a little bit off the side. So I love this. I always obviously love flowers. And if you guys are buying yourself flowers, whether it's for Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, or just on Friday, whatever it is, I love this company. It's so cute. It's a box, obviously. It's like an acrylic box. And it has these flowers in here, and they're obviously not real, but they don't feel like those fake, like vinyl, right? It doesn't smell like anything, but you could do a little spray if you want, but it's so pretty. And then down here, you can put some makeup in here. You can put some notepads. You can put like a little pen or something. You can kind of just, do whatever. But the cool thing about it is they have so many other things on their website, which is, I'm going to show it to you guys right here. It's roseforever.com. And the actual link is over in my show notes. But do you see how cute this is? They have all these different, you can do candles, you can do all kinds of different looks and different, basically different presentations, different kinds of flowers. And what's cool about it is that it just like it lives on. It lives on and I love it. So if you guys use my code, which is it's down in the show notes, but the code for $25 off is daily 25. And then you also get a free shipping discount code if you use the code daily. So thank you, Rose Forever. Go and check that out. Okay. Let's move on. I should put candy on the bottom of my roses. Okay. Let's get into the stories. Did you guys see this Tamra Judge and Jennifer Pedranti story? So, as you guys know, Jennifer Pedranti's now fiance, Ryan Boyajian, is involved in a very, very scandalous story about Shohei Ohtani, the baseball player, and his translator who has stolen, embezzled 12 million or something like that dollars from the baseball player. And the bookkeeper that he was using, the person that he was sending this money to, was Ryan Boyajian, which is just wild. And Ryan Boyajian has now, in from what I've seen, and I don't know if there's been any updates on this, you guys let me know if I've missed something, but from what I've seen, he's fine because he was offered immunity by the FBI for giving all the information in this scandal. Okay. Cameras are back up on Real Housewives of the OC. Of course they are. I mean, is it a reality show or is it a Bravo show if someone's not coming, if a camera's not coming back up? Like, is this just the thing that happens now? I feel like when they're done with the end of production on any of these shows, all they do is just like, okay, we're wrapping. Just kidding. Okay, production, we're wrapping. You're available. You can go on vacation. Just kidding. Don't actually go anywhere for the next 2 weeks because we're gonna have to pick up cameras. So anyway, no one really Ryan did not get a good first season on OC. We saw that. And it was kind of spearheaded by Tamra Judge, which is interesting because she's the reason that they became a couple in general. Jen was married to a man that I guess, her love tank was not being filled. She ended up meeting Ryan. I think Ryan was single. I'm not really sure at Cut Fitness. Cut Fitness is the place where it all started. It's the room where it happened. And so they get together, they start their relationship. And even though Tamra and many other women, including dosers who were sending me messages saying Ryan Boyajian is not all that, he is a player. So the word on the streets is that Ryan is a player in those Orange County beach towns. But regardless, Jen really cared for him, loved him, saw past that, and decided, I love this man. I want to be with him. I will always, have Jen's back because I think unless I see something else, because I think she seems like a really, really kind, sweet, loving mother. She's a businesswoman. She doesn't seem like she is out for blood or malicious. And, I see that on the show. I see that on her social. And I've also now met her 3 times. I just feel like she seems like a decent, good person. I don't know. I mean, we don't really know. But Tamra Judge has felt vindicated when this story came out because she knew from the beginning that Ryan wasn't a good guy. I think it's stretching it a little bit because really she just knew that he was a player. I don't think she knew that he was enmeshed in an FBI scandal, but she is feeling really, really vindicated. So she immediately, started commenting on everyone's posts saying like, told ya, I knew it. And then they had cameras back up and there was a picture of her, of Tamra, of Emily, of Heather Dubrow, and not Gina, I think it was Alexis. Um, I still can't get over the fact that Alexis Bellino is on this cast. Like, it's too much for me. So the 4 of them, I guess, met together for lunch to talk about this, and Tamra was wearing an FBI hat, which is just Tamra's a cheeky one, right? She is not one that shies away from drama. So on her 2 T's in a Pod podcast with Teddy Mellencamp, how many times can I mention Teddy today? They started talking about it the other day, and I did not listen to the full episode, but this was the clip that they shared on social media.
ESPN Fox News, CNN, Deadline reported this. This is very scandalous and scary to me. Guys, I didn't sign up for Mob Wives. I signed up for the Real House of Orange County. This is dark. This is heavy. This is disgusting. I don't understand why people don't believe me. I was right about Brooks. I was right about this dude. This is
Okay. Okay. Number one, I love you, Tamra. It's disgusting. It's not disgusting. Does anyone else notice that she always says it's disgusting? Disgusting. Okay. Number two, I love how she says we didn't sign up for Mob Wives, as if this is like a mob story, which it absolutely is not. It's literally like the opposite of mob. It's like very white collar, very, it's like a banking institution, right? I don't believe that this was done, with like a gun in like a basement somewhere and like lots of blindfolds going on. Number two, this is just like financial fraud. So this is like this feels very like Enron or something. What was his name? Enron? What was or Madoff, That being said, I love how Tamra says this is not Mob Wives. We are, I can't remember if it was who said this the other day about like Real Housewives is so dark and depressing right now, but it always has been this way. Like there has been crazy stories from day one on every single one of these shows. We had bankruptcies, we had financial issues. I mean, do you remember Lynn Curtin when her house was, they basically were foreclosed on their house and she had no idea? Like this is not the first time that there's been some sort of like scandal and financial scandal on the show. So she obviously doesn't like Ryan, and it's clear she doesn't care for Jennifer, because if you're a friend, you don't create a bigger issue. You would never say, see, told ya. So obviously they don't have a very good season, the two of them, which makes me sad considering that at the beginning of the season, I thought that they were fine. And at the reunion of last season, Tamra really apologized to Jen. So find that interesting. Now, what else is kind of interesting is that Jen Pedranti went on her Instagram, on her stories. People captured it. So I'm going to pull up an account, Bywig Hello Drama, which always captures these good things. And she responds to Tamra. And in this actually is kind of a bummer, because she's talking about the fact that this is too far, because her 13-year-old daughter has obviously now heard this clip as well. So hold on.
What is disgusting, the conversation that I just had with my daughter. I was taking a funny video of Everly because she couldn't be at school today because her back hurts, yet she's home just like gaming her face off. And so I'm in there actually, I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it because this is what is disgusting. This is what is crossing the limit and ruining people's lives. This is the question my 13-year-old daughter asked me because she heard it at school today. Now that is disgusting. Okay, mamas, it never ends around here. So someone couldn't be at school today because her back was killing her.
Mom?
Yeah.
What is the mob?
This is ESPN, Fox News, CNN.
Tamra responded on this post, the Bywig Hello Drama, saying, we have a podcast and cover Housewives headlines, with a shrug. I think it's a little bit more than the fact that she's just covering, Housewives headlines. I think she's obviously putting her own feelings on it, calling it Mob Wives, saying it's disgusting. That's not necessarily just like covering Housewives drama, but this is where it gets difficult when you have stars of a show covering Housewives headlines, when it's about your own show and your own friends, quote unquote friends. So I don't love the dialogue. And you guys know, I've always felt very cool about Tamra. Like, I get that Tamra's problematic in her own right, but I actually like her as a housewife, and I like her as a person, but she is, no question, the person that will go against people. Like, you do not want to be on Tamra's bad side. And even if you're on your good side, like, she does make a TV show. Everyone thinks Lala is producing a show. Have you watched The Housewives? Like, these women do know how to create this drama. I feel bad for Jen. I have to say, in this case, Jen is obviously with a man who has not made good decisions. Although I don't understand the financial world that much. And I don't understand exactly like at what point it was it's not Ryan's fault. He just was involved in it. It was the translator's fault for the stealing of the money. From what I'm reading and what I've read, Ryan Boyajian himself did not steal the money. Ryan Boyajian himself did not tell him to steal the money. Ryan Boyajian was just the person that he was just keeping account of the money. Am I crazy? Like, am I missing something here? There's a reason that Ryan Boyajian isn't arrested or going to jail. There's something that, okay, Gina says he was the assistant to the bookie who was responsible for all of the transfers. Oh, responsible for all of the transfers. Okay, so I'm getting it. So there's a bookie that wait, the bookie, does that have to do with the money being transferred out of Shohei's bank account? Or is it the money that is being transferred to gamble? Meaning, are you taking the money and betting with it? That's my question. Do you know that one of my friend's husbands has a bookie? Like a legitimate bookie. I did not realize that this is a thing. But like, he texts him, he's like, put $7,000 on this game. Maybe I need a bookie. What should I bet on in the Housewives universe? I bet that Vanderpump Rules does not come back with Ariana. Put $1 million on it. Okay, so Gina says the Ryan guy allegedly worked with the translator to get the money. The bookie places the bets. See, no one really fully understands the story. I don't think anyone is really, I don't think we know the details of how involved Ryan was and exactly what he did. So without having all the information, it's kind of hard to, throw judgment. There is something about Tamra, and I say, you guys, I cover this stuff. I try really hard to be non-biased, and I like Tamra a lot. But I will say there is something about Tamra that likes to shit on people when they're down. And I don't know what that is. I don't understand it. But like when Shannon went through her really hard time, and you guys know I struggle a little with Shannon too. But when Shannon went with her hard time with the DUI and everything, I don't feel Tamra really fully had her back with the John and the DUI. And I just think Tamra tends to pile on people that are struggling. So that to me bothers me. And Ryan maybe and probably is as bad as we all think. But when someone is going through such a public thing and then you have kids involved, be a little bit more sensitive when you have a public platform to call it disgusting and to say mob wives. And the daughter probably knew about the Ryan Boyajian stuff because the daughter's online and I'm sure she went to school and people were like, whoa, what is your mom's boyfriend doing? Oh my gosh, my dad just told me about this because it was on ESPN.com this morning. I'm sure the daughter knew, but then someone probably said, oh my gosh, they think that Ryan's in the mob, based on Tamra's conversation. Because Tamra shouldn't throw stones, considering the fact that Tamra comes from a little bit of drama herself, right? Tamra has been enmeshed and involved in some drama herself. And so, given the fact that she has a kid that has been, in trouble before many, many, many times, and she's got businesses herself, and you never know when the tides can change. It's like, it feels low. Feels a little low. Okay. Okay, and in terms of the immunity, what you guys are saying, he's getting immunity because the info he has is important and will sink the translator and the bookie. Yeah, So he is getting immunity, but what someone else said, Maddie says, immunity is not innocent. So he got lucky with a deal, you know? So I would personally just watch that with a little bit of an eye. And yeah, I mean, if I was a housewife, I would keep a little bit of distance from Tamra. It's scary to me. It's scary to me because I think Tamra does tend to have really strong opinions really fast and says things and then walks back from that. And she's admitted that. She's admitted that, you know? So let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. And I guess Tamara's probably excited because this is all going to make us all want to watch OC more, right? This is all great for all of them except Jen. Okay. Do you guys care about Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez? Do we care? Is this interesting to us? Is the world interested in this? Ben and Jen are apparently breaking up again. Now, this is not J-Lo's year. J-Lo is having the worst year of her life between walking to the bodega and getting an orange drink at in the Bronx. Her documentary that I love a documentary. I will watch any music documentary. By the way, I'm going to tell you guys what I'm watching right now. I will watch any documentary, especially about like a band or music, or I love J-Lo's documentary where she was getting ready for the Super Bowl. Like I love those shows. I cannot watch J-Lo's documentary. I haven't watched it. Will not watch her 1 hour long music video about her and Ben. Obviously a lot of people are coming out saying that she's been, this awful person behind the scenes. She's said some rude things. Like we've seen this stuff. Now, oh wow, so many of you guys do not care about Ben and Jen, but I will just say it would be remiss. It would be amiss. It would be wrong of me to be a pop culture reporter and to not mention the fact that all signs are pointing to the fact that they are breaking up again. They have not been seen together for 7 weeks, which is not the craziest thing considering, when you have a career and a busy schedule and this and that. But like she went to the Met Gala, he wasn't there. He went to the toast for Tom Brady. She wasn't there. So it's not like they're not showing up in public places. They are showing up in public places. They're just not together. And, we all saw Ben at the roast, not the toast. I keep saying the toast, the roast of Tom Brady. And it was a little, it was cringy to say the least. It was cringy. I don't know if it was as cringy as Jesse and Michelle kissing on the Valley, but this was kind of cringy. So it's been reported that the pair just couldn't make it work. And they've been only married less than 2 years. And a source who spoke with In Touch claimed that Ben has already moved out of the $60 million home. It's a horrible time to sell a house, by the way. They bought it for $60 million, $46,000 square foot house. It's only been a year. It's called the Wallingford estate. But apparently she was seen house hunting in Beverly Hills this week on Tuesday without Ben. Says he's focusing on his work and his kids and his Adderall. Just saying, Ben is already moved out and they'll likely have to sell the dream house they spent 2 years searching for. They'll never stop loving each other, but she can't control him. He can't change her. There's no way it could have lasted. And yeah, they've been seeing each like a bunch of times on the streets, this and that, without each other, looking miserable anytime that they're together. And for that, I just say, well, that's just marriage. Just kidding. Just kidding. I think he's the problem. I mean, I think they're both problematic probably in their own ways, but he seems like a lot. And meanwhile, Jennifer Garner's just sitting in her home, baking her, buttermilk blueberry muffins, living a sweet life, doing her exercises, going on sweet walks with her kids. Like Jennifer Garner really won in this situation. Don't you agree? Jennifer Garner really has won. Speaking of another big celebrity couple, did you guys see the video of Shiloh, Brad, and Angelina's kid Shiloh dancing? I was really blown away. I mean, it was kind of crazy to see because I have not seen. Let me see if I can find it really fast. I have not seen anything like this. I didn't even know that Shiloh was a dancer. But here's the video. I guess her choreographer posted it. Must have been, approved by the parents. But this will be interesting. I mean, what do you guys think? She's an amazing dancer. I don't want to put the music on because I don't want to get like a copyright issue. The choreographer is Lil K Carter. I don't know where they are. I imagine they're probably here in Los Angeles. I mean, that is some good dancing. Right? It's really interesting to me. How old is Shiloh now? She's always just been her own free spirit. It's very clear. Did I ever tell you guys that I used to take my kid to the same karate class as Angelina Jolie's kids? It was every single Friday in the Studio City area, Universal City area. And I used to sit there like with Angelina Jolie, just in the waiting room. I found that really interesting. The one time I met Angelina, like I would never go up to her in that kind of situation because it's so awkward because then you're sitting in the same room for an hour after that. But the one time I actually met Angelina Jolie was I was walking out of a Rite Aid in Hollywood. I was working casting at the time, and we were going from like a producer session to a run through. So we were driving and we had to stop at the Rite Aid to get God knows what, me and my partner Brandy. And we got out of the Rite Aid and we were like, holy shit, Angelina Jolie is walking out of Rite Aid. So she was with her bodyguard. We were walking in and we stopped and we talked to her and said, like, we're such big fans. And we took a picture and she was so kind, so gorgeous, so beautiful. I don't remember her being tall. I remember her being so slim, but really beautiful. She's definitely tall, but everyone's tall to me because I'm 5 feet. Now, I've always been a Brad Pitt, like, lover, just wow, like, such a stunner, so gorgeous, so hot, this and that. I can't think of him the same ever since I've heard these horror stories about him as a dad. It's really upsetting to me, and it makes me question everything, you know? Billy says, "So you're all in the waiting room and nobody is chit-chatting?" Yeah, it's like it's one of in karate, like, you're watching the kids, right? The kids are all in the dojo, and there's, like, 20 chairs and, like, some benches, and everyone's kind of like it's like what you do in a waiting room, like, everyone's sitting and looking at their phones. So it would be so weird, like, "Hey, Angie, is that your name?" Um, okay. So let me think what else we can talk about. Okay, so Ben and Jen, if they break up, peace be with you. I'm sure she'll write a new like album for it. Okay, let's talk about Sai De Silva got caught in an open mic moment on none other than Jeff Lewis Live. And I listened to the episode. You guys, I'm back on the Jeff Lewis Live train. I'm not listening to every episode, but I did listen to that episode. I love Nicole Ryan so much. Nicole Ryan is the one of the hosts of the morning mashup on Sirius Radio or Sirius, yeah, like Hits One or whatever. I forget. Is that the channel? I have known of Nicole Ryan for years, like since 2005, 2006. I've always been a fan. I think she's so adorable and so fun to listen to. So I really like her on the show. And so it's her and Sai. And you guys remember, if you were here when Roni premiered the last season with the new cast, the only one that I really couldn't wrap my head around was Sai. I really did not enjoy her on the show. I don't think most people did. And everyone was so torn because she was so like loving people loved her as an influencer, but on the show, she just came off negative. She came off complaining. She came off bitter. She came off hungry. She was always saying how hungry she was. But she was saying yesterday that, or not yesterday, it was 2 days ago on Jeff Lewis Live. She was talking about, well, she couldn't confirm that they were filming, but she definitely said that they were filming. And he said, like, you cannot say you're hungry. Not once, not ever. You have to always bring snacks with you. She's like, don't worry. I did already, though, get caught making like talking badly about someone's appetizer situation. I'm like, this girl can't help herself with the food. Sai is not my person. I just think, like, there's certain energies on these shows that you connect to. Sai is not that. It's giving a little bit of that, like, Bethany that I'm noticing rewatching Ever After. By the way, yesterday's episode of my Patreon rewatch was Bethany Ever After episode 4. It's really interesting. Like, I'm seeing so many things that I didn't ever notice before, but Sai gives a little bit of that Bethany energy without being as funny. Because at least Bethany always had this kind of negative, witty, kind of judgmental comments, but it was always done very funny. And I don't know, Bethany always had great moments talking about things. And Sai just is negative. She's just kind of like a hater. Not a big fan. So I'll have to see how she is this next season. But as a housewife, I did not really enjoy. She gets caught on a hot mic moment at Jeff Lewis Live. So what happens is, if you listen to the show, they film the commercial breaks. And if you're on the app, you can watch the videos later. But if you are listening to the radio show, the commercial breaks are obviously commercials. So you don't hear what they're talking about, but it's being filmed. And Jameson, who's the producer of the show, always says, just FYI to the guests, you're being recorded. Anything you say during commercial breaks are being recorded. And Sai still said to Nicole was like, so how's it going? How's it going filming? And Sai was like, yeah, well, it's good, whatever. And Nicole says, what about the new housewife? What about Rebecca? Now we're talking about Rebecca Minkoff. You guys know Rebecca Minkoff as a handbag designer. I know her as a Scientologist. Anyway, she says, well, she's fine. She's a little boring. And Nicole's like, what do you mean? Like, she's just, not really giving it. She's like, no, she's just not really giving us anything back. Like, we're giving her a hard time about A, B, and C, but she's just not giving us anything back. And I can only imagine Rebecca's like, shit. What do you think Rebecca is thinking? And it's been picked up everywhere. It's like on Daily Mail. It's on all the bloggers, Instagrams. Like, no one is missing out on this storyline, which makes me find it like, I imagine that Sai is probably like, ooh, that does not feel good. Meanwhile, Rebecca Minkoff is like, shit, I've got to step it up if I want to be on the next season of this show. So I'm sure that she is trying to figure out, like, how can I be a little bit less boring for the show? But I'm not surprised. And I'm still in shock that they hired a Scientologist on a Real Housewives cast. She better talk about it openly. That's the only way I'll be okay with this. If Rebecca Minkoff comes onto the show and says, I'm an openly practicing Scientologist, I'm interested. But if she goes in there and says, I am not, doesn't mention one word about Scientology, then I'm going to be pissed. Pissed. Like Tamra Judge, I'm pissed. And it's disgusting. Okay, I'm pissed. We'll have to see what happens in this next season. When is the next season? I think Dubai is coming out soon, but I already told you guys that I did not watch season 1 of Dubai. And I don't know if I want to do this to myself, but I guess I have to for this show. When is the next round of Real Housewives after Dubai? It's got to be OC. It's got to be OC and then New York. Oh, no, Atlanta probably, huh? I don't know. I don't know what like the airing schedule is going to be. But Rebecca, we'll have to see. You guys, other than that, a lot of the stories today that I'm seeing online are just more of the Vanderpump Rules rehashing. And let me tell you, I got a phone call this morning from my friend who's a therapist, right? And I mention her often. And she said, you can say this on Daily Dose. For Ariana to use the word predatory is so inflammatory. And whoever she is seeing and advising her to use a word like that about someone that has cheated on her or has betrayed her as a friend removes the importance of the word predatory from anyone who actually gets harmed by someone in a predatory fashion. just like the word trauma, right? How we have used, like, we have overused the word narcissist, gaslighting, and trauma so much in the vernacular and pop culture and just like commentary that it almost removes the real meaning behind a lot of these things. Like, not every asshole is a narcissist. Not every annoying person is a gaslighter. And not every bad thing that happens to you is a trauma. Oh, perpetrator. Thank you, perpetrator. Thank you. What did I say? Predatory. I said predatory. Perpetrator. Not everything is a trauma, right? If I, if my something happens to me in my job and I lose a job or something, that's not a trauma. It's just a shitty thing that happens. So like I'm getting frustrated if everyone says these words all the time about everything, because it removes the meaning from the real word, right? These things have real meanings. And there are people out there that are struggling with things in this way that it bothers me sometimes to watch people use these words so like kind of flippantly. So we talked about that. She's on my side, my friend, about the Lala and Katie thing and the Ariana thing too. Morgan, I mentioned earlier, Morgan, that Morgan said on her podcast, I saw an Instagram clip that she said it's kind of like the fact that Ariana was so openly saying, I didn't watch the show this season, is a little bit offensive for the cast and the crew and the viewers, right? Because every person on every show, and let's talk about this. Do you think it should be a rule for housewives or for reality stars to have to watch the shows that they're on so that they can come to the reunions prepared? How can you ever go to a reunion? Because I know Kyle Richards says, like, I don't watch it. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't believe it. I don't believe you can go to a reunion. If you're ready to really stand your ground at a reunion, I don't believe that you are able to come to a reunion and really stand your ground without seeing what people are saying about you behind your back or around you or about other people or about all those things. So I think that Kyle Richards has to watch herself, even if she says she's uncomfortable with it and it makes her stressed out and depressed or whatever. I think she has to watch herself if she wants to be prepared at these reunions, which she is. These people take notes. I just think, and Rebecca says she needed a clear head while on Broadway. She was busy for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. She needs to keep a clear head and be on Broadway. And if this was wrong for her, she should not have had to watch it. Absolutely. But then at the same time, like, it does feel a little like I'm just collecting a paycheck and I'm not really here. And I don't think Ariana should be, even if they wanted her, or even if she wanted to be back on Vanderpump Rules, I hope she's not asked back in that sense. You know what I mean? For her good. Like, please go off and live your life. Like, live better, right? But there's also 2 more episodes of this reunion and things can change and we can all change our opinions. And like I said, according to Katie yesterday, she said 1 week away, we're opening the shop. The awning is up. The awning is back up on something about her, the yellow and white cute awning, and we'll see what happens. Emily says Teresa doesn't watch Jersey. I would not believe that for the life of me, that Teresa doesn't watch it. Jax doesn't watch it. I believe that. How can Teresa not watch this show? How? Teresa's way too involved. There's no way Teresa's not watching the show. I feel like Dolores isn't watching the show. I feel like Dolores is like, whatever. Like, Teresa is watching the show 6 times and like screenshots, receipts, timelines, taking notes, like timeline. I mean, it's interesting. Would you not watch the show? The only reason I would not want to watch the show is because I'd be highly embarrassed over everything I do and say. And I probably wouldn't like to see me like on camera. I wouldn't want to see me from the back. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's see what happens in the next couple weeks. Join Patreon to hear my personal take on standing strong online. And that's it. I'll see you tomorrow for Friday after Summer House. Tonight's Summer House. Best night of the year, of the week. Best night of the week. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.